That was pretty scary. The good news with the SwitchGrade is it's not unlike a drop post, which you will activate several times per ride. The switch, essentially, arguably, you only do it twice. You do it before a climb, and then you keep it that way all the way for the climb. And
Right.
then once you're ready to descend, then you switch it back to descend mode, and that is it. So you don't, you basically do it when you're either stationary and off the bike, or when you're traveling at low speeds. We don't recommend ever doing switching up when you're going at speed. That's a scary thing.
Yeah, because so it's just like preparing yourself for the hill. You
Yes,
change your gears, you adjust your saddle, and you get in before the hill.
100%, exactly. So once we explain that to people, then okay, now I get it. Because and yet I say that, but I've gotten so used to it because I've been using it for well over a year now, and so I can do it on the fly and I have no problems. But that's because I've mastered it. But yeah, here, Sylvia, I'll quickly show you if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
So this is my wife's bike. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move this out of the way here. Got my wife's
Banshee.
bike.
Cool.
And yeah, it's a Banshee, another Canadian made bike. But,
really, where is that in Vancouver?
To be honest with you, I can't even remember now.
I've never seen that brand.
Now it's going to bug me, but yeah, it's a brand. But they make beautiful bikes. This is a Spitfire V2, so it's a few years old, but still, I'm a sucker for raw bikes.
Yeah.
Here's what we've got. This is again my wife's ride, and how you typically do it. So, I mentioned to you, it's got 3 positions, and you can see one of the things that we did here too. Was if you can hear that clicking, we purposely built that haptic feel and that haptic sound to let a rider know that it's engaged properly. So it's use a very strong torsion spring in there. So again, the premise behind this too. There we go. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Is if you're riding on flat or undulating terrain, you can just leave it in the middle position here, the base position. And again, depending on the configuration or the shape of your saddle, your own preferences, your bike seat tube angle, you could have your base setting set at either 0, or like for myself, my personal bike, I leave it at a -4-degree tilt already, because at -4, it already addresses some of the more moderate hills, and then I reserve the climbing for really steep pitches. For my wife, we more or less leave it fairly flat, right? So again, the premise here is when she's ready to climb, you have your saddle extended full length, and you're going to raise the bike up a little bit to simulate. So now you can see if the bike is angled, what happens is as the bike lifts up to meet the grade, so too does your saddle. And so the negative aspect of that is it does quite a number of things. What it does is it closes your hip and your torso angles, which makes, that's the reason why you have difficulty breathing when you're climbing, because you're closing everything up.
Yeah, you're compressing everything.
Yes, and then now because of that, your weight transfer is more biased towards the rear, which again, you're having to choose between keeping traction on the front wheel or driving traction to the back. Now, the common sensation you have if you climb like this is you're going to feel like you're pulling wheelies, which is horrible. And that's when you have to constantly do this rocking motion to try to find some kind of peace and comfort.
Hey friends, thank you for enjoying this podcast episode. I'd love to invite you to visit our new and exciting page on buymeacoffee.com/secretsaddlepod to check out some cool downloadables. And if you are so inclined to supporting the podcast with the purchase of a coffee, would be greatly appreciated. and helping keep the podcast going. Also, providing a separate rating and review on your favorite platform with any thoughts about the podcast are hugely helpful and appreciated. Thank you so much and have yourself an amazing day. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on the Secrets from the Saddle podcast, learning more about sighting people, places, and things that make cycling such an exciting sport. I am so glad you stopped by today. Please leave me a review if you feel so moved to do so. I would love to hear your feedback. And if you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would enjoy it, I would be forever grateful. Also, if you could please leave me a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving me an honest thought and an honest comment, telling me what you think, and most importantly, tell me what you'd like to hear more of. It would really help me to bring more great, inspiring cycling stories to you. Until then, have an amazing day, make sure you ride your bike, and don't forget to visit my YouTube channel if you'd like to see the full version of this podcast live.